Hi, everyone. I think we're at critical mass now. So thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for joining our first ever Ballot Award ceremony. So this is super, super exciting. So my name is Krishna Shankar, which some of you may have already known. I'm the Students Vote Project Coordinator here at the Secretary of State's office, and it's so great seeing all these familiar names and faces here today. Perfect. So the California Students Vote Project was launched in 2016 as the first ever public-private partnership between the Secretary of State's office and California's major higher education institutions, including the UC, CSU, AICCU, and California community colleges. And since 2018, I've been really lucky enough to staff the project in some capacity. So first as a student intern, then student assistant, and now here as staff. And it's really been so rewarding to see how the project has grown since my time. So in 2018, the Students Vote Project launched our first ever Ballot Bowl competition. Nearly 11,000 students registered to vote during that time, which nearly doubled the amount of students who registered to vote in 2014, which was the previous midterm election. This year, or last year, 2020 was a year of unprecedented challenges. We not only experienced a pandemic, but we had arguably the most important election of our lifetimes. Despite the challenges, student leaders, campus leaders, and higher education institutions rose to the occasion and registered a record-breaking number of students to vote. And it was such an exciting thing to see. During the duration of our second ever Ballot Bowl competition last year, over 82,000 students registered to vote. This is a phenomenal increase compared to the nearly 21,000 students who registered to vote the entire year of 2016 using the Secretary of State's online system. 67.4% of eligible youth voters in California turned out to vote, which is 10.1% higher than in 2016. And this success is due in large part to the people on this call and to the hard work of student leaders, campus admin, and higher education institutions alike. And because of this hard work, we wanted to make sure that we were able to honor all of our 2020 Ballot Bowl winners and our campus partners throughout the state. As a reminder, the 2020 Ballot Bowl had 17 winners. So one overall champion, the campus that registered the most amount of students to vote, and 4 additional competition elements that are broken up by higher education institutions. This is the largest number of students registered to vote, the largest percentage of the student body registered to vote, the most creative methods to registering students, and new this year was the most registrations at an on-campus voting location. Today's event includes a keynote address from Secretary Weber, followed by our awards presentation. And it is my honor to now be introducing Secretary of State Shirley Weber. Secretary Weber is California's first Black Secretary of State and only the 5th African-American to serve as a state constitutional officer in California's 170-year history. So join me in saying thank you and welcome, Secretary Weber.
Thank you, and it's great to be here with you today. As a former educator and university professor for 40 years, I always relish the opportunity to talk to college students and high school students who are actively involved and do what I can, hopefully, to encourage you with the work that you do. So I always take it as quite an honor when I'm talking to young people. I think my 40 years as a professor is what kept me feeling so young because I was constantly being interacting with students, being confronted by my students, being challenged by my students, and given new ideas and new energy every day. So I'm really pleased to be on this call with you today. It's great that we have a ballot bowl, that we have some competition, because competitions has a tendency to make us all run a little faster and jump a little higher because we know somebody's watching us, and then we'll feel bad if we don't win. So we definitely want to put all the energy we can into doing this. And good competition is always great competition. It gives you bragging rights for a year, and then you have to work even harder because somebody's coming right behind you to snatch that trophy, to snatch that award out of your hand for the next time. And all of that's good because it really is a competition that we enjoy and that we love. And so I'm appreciative of all of you who work so hard on this student vote competition, the work that's been done in so many different areas, and that you are leading the charge and leading it with my staff to make a difference each and every day. So I'm really pleased to be here with you. Voting is extremely important. And I'm excited about the numbers that we had this year in terms of not only those who we registered, but those who turned out, because oftentimes we will register folks and then they don't show up for the main event. They don't show up for the election. And elections are extremely important to me. My grandparents never got a chance to vote in this country. My dad's family in Arkansas, my grandfather died before the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and so did my grandmother. And so as a result, on my dad's side of the family, before him, he was the first generation to actually be able to exercise the vote, despite the fact that African Americans had gotten votes in the 1800s, and yet those the barriers to voting were put in front of him constantly, in terms of people threatening your life, people putting in what they call poll taxes, so you had to pay to vote, and all kinds of things, literacy tests, those things that kept people from the polls, as well as the ability, if you try to register to vote, it could mean your life, because then you're becoming an example of what you should be doing, and obviously this was an example that people did not want. So voting has always been important in my family's life. When someone denies you the right to do something, you realize that it must be something pretty good for you. When they create laws, it's like creating the law against teaching African Americans to read. Obviously, reading must be very important. If somebody creates a law to stop you from doing something that is good, you realize at that point that ability to read is your connection to your freedom. And the same is true with voting. Someone's going to put barriers up and make it harder for you to vote, harder for you to get your ballot, make it almost impossible for your ballot to be included in the vote. It must be something important. It must be something powerful that folks want to take from you and take it for themselves. And voting is an extremely powerful entity in this country. And we should always think about that when you vote and when you don't vote, you actually make a statement about who you are. If you choose not to vote at all, then you're basically saying, I want somebody else to run my life. I don't want to be an independent person. I don't want to make a decision about my future. I'm going to let everybody else do it. And contrast to that, when you go out to vote and you're a conscientious voter and you vote regularly, it says very clearly that I am self-determining. I want to pick the people who run my business, my life, who are going to impact me each and every day. And so that becomes an extremely important thing for you to understand as you think about voting. And the fact that we have this great competition now, where we have some folks who are really fighting to register individuals to vote, and then to challenge them to go to the polls and do all those things, is really a true testament to you. I would love to say to you that as a result of all the excellent work we did in registering folks to vote in this past year, that we're in a good path and we're moving forward and life is easy and it's going to be simple. But there's been over 300 bills that have been written in this country since the election that's designed to stop you from voting, to make it hard for you to vote, to say if you want to basically vote by mail, that you have to get that ballot notarized. I mean, who has time to go to a notary to basically get their ballot notarized, plus the cost of doing that? So it puts an additional barrier in front of you that keeps you from doing it. It says I think one of the most ridiculous bill we heard about was in Georgia, where Georgia's basically said if somebody's standing in line and it's very hot, you cannot give them a drink of water. You cannot come out with bottles of water and pass out at a voting place, because why? They would love for you to stand in the sun for real long and then get tired and go home. And as a result, not be able to vote. So there's a lot of things that's happening with our voting. And even though, like I said, we had record turnouts, the largest voting in the nation, and one of the largest in California, when we had over 17 million people to vote. Tremendous, 80% of our folks went to vote, tremendous turnout. And yet folks are not happy because probably many of you turned out and said, I don't know if I want that many young people voting. I don't want that many people of diverse backgrounds voting. And so we have a tremendous challenge to make sure that in California that we continue to protect the right to vote. We protect those who are going to vote, that we won't allow any intimidation to occur at the voting places that are there. We're going to create every opportunity we can. But we also know that we have to do that nationwide, that we also have to do the same thing and help our brothers and sisters in Georgia and Virginia and all those other places, because when their vote is being challenged, that directly affects us in terms of who gets elected as president or vice president, or who gets elected as senator. All those folks directly come in and impact our lives and what happens. So it is really great that you are here today. I'm so pleased with those of you who have worked very hard to win these awards, to win this recognition. We know that you will simply be the beginning and not the end. This is the first award ceremony that we're having. I hope the campus that wins it, takes this honor with pride for the year, knowing that the rest of you are coming after them as soon as it's over. I want you also to challenge your colleagues in the Assembly and the Senate who are representing you, to make sure that they are engaged, that they're involved with their campuses, because they're campuses throughout the state and they're members of the Assembly and the Senate who represent them. They should take pride in it. And when we're going to notify all of them of your awards, and hopefully their offices will call you and provide you with some recognition and some certificates and all kinds of things, because you're doing the work that's so important, which is registering citizens to vote and then getting them out to the polls and hoping that they will vote, so that we can have a voice. Young people have a voice. You know, when I was at the university and a lot of students didn't vote, I always used to, and we always have these issues in the city. In San Diego, it was always an issue of where students could park and couldn't park and all this kind of stuff. And the city council was constantly making these rules about limiting students on near campus and on campus and so forth and so on. And the students would be very upset. And I used to tell them, do you know how many people up here at San Diego State? There are 30,000 students at San Diego State. What would happen if 30,000 students registered to vote at San Diego State? You would own your city council person, because they don't get 30,000 votes oftentimes in those districts. And so I say to you, as you think about who you are powerful. The beauty of voting is that every vote counts the same, regardless of your economics, regardless of where you live or what you do for a living or any of those things. Every vote counts the same. And that's important. So that in itself is power. And I want to encourage you to utilize that power to enhance your life as a student, to enhance your neighborhoods and communities, and to create greater opportunities for everyone. So once again, I'm honored to be here with you. I want to call on all of our winners to say, I personally congratulate you on the awards that you're winning. And we're going to even do greater things. You've done wonderful things this year. We're even going to do greater things next year, so that people will stop and realize that there is power in our campuses, because our students have decided that they're not the people of tomorrow. They are the people of today, and that your power is today's power. So once again, congratulations, and thank you so very much. I'm happy to be here with you as a Secretary of State, and to hopefully to ensure the 80 million Californians, 40 million, excuse me, have the right to vote. Take care, and look forward to hearing the awards.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Secretary Weber, for your amazing and inspiring words. It's always great to hear about your career journey and life journey, and your call to action, I feel like, was very effective. So now we will be transitioning into our award ceremony. So we will be, again, screen sharing that for you. I do just want to remind everyone that we will be recording today's event. It will be shared on our social media. Fantastic. So as a reminder, the ballot bowl was broken down into a few different categories, our first of which being the largest number of students registered to vote. Fantastic. And at the CSU level, the largest campus, or the largest number of students registered to vote, was CSU Long Beach. They registered a total of 1,777 students to vote. And to accept that award, today we have Mateo Maya. Okay, well, moving on. Our next campus, I'm happy to share, is the California Community College level, which is Chabot College. They registered 1,012 students to vote. And Jessica, if you are here today, if you would like to introduce yourself and share a few words.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. This is a really exciting moment for all of us. So I'm Dr. Jessica Gallucci. I teach political science at Chabot College, and this was our first shot trying to really participate in the ballot bowl. We took it all the way. That was really exciting, and it was just a great team effort. We brought in folks from admin, from staff, students on student government got really active, and we were able to collaborate with a lot of different campus groups and student groups, and it was just a really amazing team effort, and it was exciting. And I'm sure that we will be putting forth a lot of effort next time around. So thanks, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jessica. And at our AACCU level, our winner was the University of San Francisco, who registered 354 students to vote. And today we have on Amaya Fox.
Hi, yeah, I'm Amaya Fox. I'm the team lead for the San Francisco USF Votes team, and I'm just really honored to be here to accept this award on behalf of the USF Votes Vote Everywhere team. It's been a really tough year, and I'm really proud of the work that USF Votes and every other campus here has done to continue registering and turning out voters in the face of all the challenges. So thank you again. I'm really happy to be here.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Amaya. And at the UC level, our campus that registered the most students to vote was the UC San Diego, and they registered a total of 1,721 students to vote. And today we have on Janelle and Madhu to accept this award.
Hi, everyone. My name's Janelle. I'm the director of the Civic Engagement Office in the External Office of AS. I'm so excited to be here this past fall. Although it was different and it was challenging, we organized a voter registration drive for incoming freshmen, developed promotional materials and motivational tactics to inspire students to have their voices heard in the election, and encourage students to get civically engaged in the democratic process. I'm so passionate about this work and inspired by this generation of voters, and incredibly proud and lucky to be a Triton. And this is the beginning of change making and steps towards justice. Voting is just the beginning, but it's such a powerful step. So huge shout out to CalPERG New Voters Project, our wonderful Associated Students Director, Heather Belk, and all of the great volunteers who helped make this happen. I'm so proud of us. Thanks, everyone.
Yes, and hi everyone, my name is Madhu Garamella. I'm the current campaign coordinator for the UCSD CalPERG's New Voters Project. I just want to say we're the largest and most diverse group of potential voters in the country with our own values, ideas, and issues that we care about. This past election, we turned out the vote at historic rates and showed that we really care. But with the challenges of being remote and away from campus, that would not have been possible without the help and support from our campus community. From the hundreds of professors that let us join their class to register students to vote, to the coalition of student groups that helped turn out their own members, to the work of Janelle and Heather, our Associated Students Director, to facilitate on-campus voting, to the hundreds of volunteers with CalPERG that spent hours phone banking their peers as an innovative and adaptable team to mobilize as many young people as possible to help them register and make plans to cast their ballot despite the pandemic. So thank you all, and thank you Senator Padilla and Secretary Weber for continuing to give us the support we need from our state and expanding access to voting and mailing everyone a ballot this year. It made a big difference, and I can't wait to continue to see the change young people will make.
Fantastic. Thank you all so much for speaking, and congrats again to those 4 winners of the Ballot Bowl competition. Our next category is the largest percentage of the student body registered to vote. So our first winner at the UC level is UC Riverside. And on this call today, we have Gary Medina and Ori Liwanag.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ori. I'm from CalPERG students at UC Riverside. Thank you so much for this amazing award. UC Riverside is so happy to be recognized in this way. We're really proud to have a diverse student body that's civically engaged and excited to participate in our democracy. And as the #1 school in social mobility, this is especially exciting as our students from diverse backgrounds continue to have their voices heard to build a better future. We would like to thank our campus leadership, especially in the Division of Student Affairs, Jerry Medina and our Civic Engagement Work Group, Associated Students, UCR, Emily Thomas, Director of the Civic Engagement Coalition, and the CalPERG Students New Voters Project for their tireless work, ensuring that students know when and how to vote. The entire campus community really came together to support students and encourage them to vote. But really, most of all, we would like to thank Senator Padilla and Secretary Weber for encouraging college communities and inspiring an entire generation of informed citizens. But again, thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Our next winner is CSU Chico, and they registered 8.14% of their student body to vote. And today we have Anahi Martinez.
Hi, my name is Anahi. I'm one of the student staff members at the Office of Civic Engagement here at Chico State. And we just wanted to thank everyone. It was such a fun time for our campus to get involved. A lot of our students got really engaged, especially on social media with their competitive side. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Our next winner today is at the California Community College level, and that is Riverside City College. They registered 4.41% of the student body to vote. And then at the ACCU level, we have Fresno Pacific University, and they registered a total of 11.89% of their student body to vote. So I want to give a congratulations to all of those 4 winners in this category, which was the largest percentage of student body to vote. All right. Our next category is the most creative methods to registering students to vote. And our first winner is at the UC level, and that is UC Berkeley. And today on this call, we have Monsi Seth to accept this award.
Thank you, Krishna. It's such an honor to be here representing UC Berkeley. And on behalf of the ASC Vote Coalition, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the Civic Engagement Committee and the Vice Chancellor's Advisory Board on Civic and Student Civic and Voter Empowerment for helping us with our voter registration efforts. We really couldn't have done it without them. And thank you to Secretary Padilla, Secretary Weber, and the California Students Voter Project for implementing this great initiative. And we hope to be back here in 2022.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Our next winner is at the CSU level. That is Csu San Bernardino. They registered a total of 963 students to vote. And today we have on Graciela Moran today.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Graciela Moran. My pronouns are she, her, ella. I'm the student body president and the CEO at the Associated Students Incorporated at Csu San Bernardino. Go ahead and begin with thanking our CSUSB community. Without their support and resiliency, we wouldn't have received this award. We are extremely proud to have been recognized for being the most creative CSU. Our campus resembles that award, as everything we do is innovative, creative, and we at ASI have redefined serving not only our constituents, but we also serve our community. For this election season, we made sure we served our community as we recognize we have a large platform in the San Bernardino County, as most of our students are community members. We went back to our community and purchased boba from an alumni small business, Viva La Boba in San Bernardino, to give to students for free who registered to vote, so they can come back to that business and give back. At CSUSB this year, ASI dedicated this election season to our community, making sure that our students recognize the impacts they would leave by voting. There are too many folks to thank on our campus, but I just want to go ahead and thank our entire team at ASI, especially our Director of External Affairs, Jeanette Hazelwood, who led our entire CSUSB ASI Your Vote, Our Future campaign. Thank you so much for this honor, and go Yotes!
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Graciela. Our next winner is at the California Community College level, and that is Santa Ana College. Perfect. And our next one after that
I'm
is
here. Sorry. Hi, I'm Dr. Marilyn Flores. I'm the interim president at Santa Ana College, and I just really want to tell you how proud I am of our students, our staff, our faculty, and our community for really coming together. They worked hard to engage everyone in voter education, registration, and important issues for our community, such as the U.S. Census, and we're now looking at our redistricting efforts. Most recently, as a result of this, we've established a civic engagement committee that is very supportive and active in our work. Part of the creativity that came out of Santa Ana College is really dedicated to our Associated Student Government, our outreach office, our public affairs office, all of which use social media the best method they could. They were able to provide multilingual outreach, and this reached not just to our credit students, but our non-credit students in informing the community how important it was to vote. Some of the messaging include our very own college employees or students at the polls voting. And so it was a wonderful effort. We're honored to join you today and accept this wonderful award. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Flores. And our final award in this category is the AACCU level, and that is Mount St. Mary's University. And today we have on Chiniko Belanger.
Thanks, Krishni. Greetings and a big thank you to the California Students Vote Project, Secretary of State Dr. Weber, former Secretary of State Alex Padilla, and the California Secretary of State's office for hosting this event. My name is Chinako Belanger. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Interim Director of Women's Leadership and Student Engagement, and I have the privilege of accepting this award on behalf of Mount St. Mary's University. Go Athenians. Our founding sisters' charism is unifying love, and they have taught us to serve our dear neighbor without distinction. And for this year's election, our students unified and served in innovative ways, from our social media campaigns to our very awesome Zoom backgrounds. They were our inspiration. A very special shout out to Dr. Rosalind Kemp, our Assistant Vice President for Student Affairs and Women's Leadership. She leads our MSMU Votes initiative and brought together a coalition of students, staff, and faculty. She is the one who breathed life into this initiative many years ago. So our students, staff, and faculty, they are the ones who worked hard to mobilize to get out the vote, and it's an honor to be recognized this year, and we look forward to the work ahead. Thanks so much.
Fantastic. Thank you all to all of our speakers and winners in that category, and congratulations once again. So our final category for tonight is new this year. It was the most registrations at an on-campus voting location. Our first winner is UC Los Angeles. They registered a total of 580 new voters during the election. Fantastic. And at the CSU level, the winner was CSU Northridge, and they registered a total of 380 new voters. And at the community college level, the winner was Golden West College. They registered a total of 333 new voters. And today we have on Miley Madrazo.
So hi everyone, my name is Miley Madrazo, and I serve as the Vice President of Student Advocacy for the Associated Students of Golden West College. First, I want to give a shout out to our civic engagement team over at Golden West, including my advisor, Mary Avalos, our director, Dr. Frank Sirioni, and our graduate assistant, John Liu, as well as everyone here for your dedication to promoting voter registration and turnout for college and university students in California. Sometimes young people tend to underestimate the power of our votes and voices. I recently read a quote that said, "Even if you don't do politics, politics do you." And considering that, I want to encourage all of you to continue pursuing civic engagement on the college and university campuses. Step 1 is getting young people to register. Step 2 is getting them to show up and vote. And step 3 is getting them involved in their communities. So thank you for this, and go Wrestlers!
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Miley. And at the AACCU level, our final winner is the University of Redlands. They registered a total of 97 new voters. And today we have on Montserrat Pinade.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My name is Montserrat Pineda. I'm a rising senior at the University of Redlands and a founder of Bulldogs Vote. I would like to begin by saying thank you to our advisors, Renee, Jen, and Aaron, as well as our co-founders, Brianna, Rosemary, Leslie, and Salvador. I would also like to give a shout out to Taylor, Carl, Victoria, and Angie, as well as the many others who have supported us. We are also grateful to be receiving this award. It is the first time that the University of Redlands has an organization specifically dedicated to civic engagement, and it is the first time that our school has received this recognition. Bulldogs Vote is so excited to continue the work that we have started. Civic engagement is not limited to voter registration, especially during a general election, but it is a constant effort to mobilize our community members and making sure that their voices are being represented. As students, we hold so much power, and I only hope that we continue to see record numbers amongst the youth. Once again, thank you and congratulations to everyone else who received this award.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Montserrat. And thank you to all of our speakers in this award. Congratulations again to all of our winners in this category. Now, before we move on to our final presentation, let's give it a shout out to all of our winners in all 4 categories. Congratulations once again, and thank you for all of your hard work that you've put in. So, fantastic. Now I am excited to pass this along to Secretary Weber, and she will be introducing our 2020 Ballot Bowl champion.
Well, congratulations to all of the recipients. You've all done an amazing job, and this is our first pull at this, and so this is really exciting that so many of you have taken it, and obviously it's engaged not only the students but the faculty and the staff and the entire campus. So that's really amazing, and we know that there's, based on your enthusiasm, your own expression, that there's much, much more to come. We're always honored when we have a standout, obviously, for one of our campuses, and this is our standout in terms of the campus that is a champion campus. This campus had 2,716 students to register. An amazing number of students who registered for this campus. And it's really, really wonderful that we're here to honor Cal State Fullerton. Cal State Fullerton in the Orange County area has done the job of really being the standout, getting the excellent award for the champion of registration. And we are honored to have you here and congratulate Cal State Fullerton for the job that you've done in 2020 for our Ballot Bowl competition of registering 2,716 students during this season. I hope someone from Fullerton is here to receive the award.
Thank you so much, Secretary Weber. Good afternoon, everyone.
Great, good to see you.
Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Loeb. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am the Chief Governmental Officer for ASI at Cal State Fullerton. First off, thank you so much for having us here today to honor CSUF's efforts in the Ballot Bowl. ASI's lobby corps team and I worked extremely hard with our advisors in our Office of Government and Community Relations to encourage, empower, and educate our students on how to register to vote and the importance of doing so. Our campus was able to create a civic engagement working group this year to challenge ourselves to collaborate across campus in order to make the greatest impact. In doing so, Cal State Fullerton was able to register a little more than 2,700 students on our campus. We're really grateful to have had the opportunity to participate in the California Secretary of State Ballot Bowl competition and commit to civic engagement and democracy this year. Thank you so much, and Tusk up.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lauren, and congratulations again to CSU Fullerton for being our 2020 Ballot Bowl champions. Congrats. So now I am very, very excited to share some special messages that we have received from some elected officials. So now Wendy will be screen sharing a video.
To all the 2020 California University and College Ballot Bowl participants and winners, I'm thrilled to celebrate your great success in registering over 82,000 students to vote across California's college and university campuses. As California's Secretary of State, I work to engage all citizens in the democratic process, especially young voters. That work included launching the Students Vote Project and the Ballot Bowl competition. I'm honored to see this work continued by now Secretary of State, Dr. Shirley Weber, and students like you throughout the state. As your newest United States Senator, I will continue to work to make voting as accessible as possible. Our country is facing unprecedented challenges, including, but not limited to, the COVID-19 pandemic. Through it all, you were able to participate in democracy and put your mark on history. As a California native, a proud son of immigrants, and a representative of the largest and most diverse state in the country, I understand the importance of exercising one's right to vote. As young citizens, You understand the importance of voting to demonstrate your beliefs and values and to secure the future you each envision. Your votes will impact your lives for decades. By voting, you show your elected officials what your priorities are for your community, for the state, and for the nation. Youth civic engagement can be a driving force in policy change if you make it. So please, continue to voice your opinions and hold your elected leaders accountable. Continue to show up each and every election and encourage your peers to do so as well. Congratulations to everyone who worked so hard on this project. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and please continue to stay safe.
Hey everybody, this is Bob Hertzberg, the Majority Leader of the California State Senate. I'm here in my office here in Sacramento, in the Majority Leader's office, and I just want to take a moment as I'm between committee votes to congratulate the team, the students, and all the registration. 1,500 registrations. You're number one. Csu San is always number one in my heart. We fight like crazy for the Matadors. I represent you, and I'll do everything I can to help you, and I'm so proud of what you've done. I'm so proud of this extraordinary contribution to our democracy. These are people who heretofore have not been involved in the process, and you got them in the game. That's a big, big deal, and I just want to give you my best. I want to say the best to everybody at Csu San. I love what you do, and really will do everything I can to help you. You're number one, number one, number one. Congratulations, everybody.
Hi, I'm Richard Roth, and I'm privileged to represent California's 31st Senate District. Today, I'm pleased to congratulate the students at two incredible institutions in the Senate District, the University of California, Riverside and Riverside City College. Thanks to your hard work and dedication, UCR and RCC have won recognition as the institutions with the largest percentage of student body registered to vote in both the University of California and the California Community College system. Democracies thrive when each voice has the power to make itself heard. By finding creative and effective ways to help your fellow students register to vote, you have led the way for students to engage in the decisions and conversations that will have lasting impacts on their communities. So to you Highlanders and you Tigers out there, you have truly made a difference. Congratulations and thank you for supporting civic engagement and empowerment throughout our region. Great job.
Hi, I'm California State Senator Nancy Skinner, and I'm here to congratulate and thank the California Student Vote Project and the California Secretary of State's office for hosting College Ballot Bowl. Amazing. 95 of our California colleges participated with record-breaking results. 82,000 students registered to vote. So I'm really happy to join you today and congratulate all the colleges and students who participated. So even with the pandemic, you produced record-breaking turnout numbers and voters registration numbers. But I want to give a special shout out to my alma mater, UC Berkeley, Go Bears, for winning the Most Creative Campaign Award, and I would expect nothing less from Cal. So Student Vote Project, all of the work that you've done is going to deliver a stronger democracy for us in California and across the country for years to come. Thank you so much for your good work.
Hi there, I'm San Diego Assemblymember Chris Ward. You know, few things are more sacred than our right to vote. Our vote, joined with others across our nation, sends a powerful message. We stand together, we demand our voices be heard, and we desire an elected government representative of our communities and one that serves us all and not just the privileged few. It's why the success of this year's participants in the Ballot Bowl competition deserve to be commended. Your work during the week of National Voter Registration Day increased the number of student registrations by over 300% alone. Even in my assembly district, UC San Diego won the largest number of students registered to vote across the UC level, registering 1,721 students to vote. So I want to congratulate UC San Diego and all of the university and college students that participated in this work. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and your drive and record-breaking registration numbers should be celebrated. Let's do it again and again. Thank you very much.
Hey, this is Assemblymember Patrick O'Donnell sitting up in Sacramento, where I represent the cities of Long Beach, Signal Hill, San Pedro, and Catalina Island, and a Long Beach State alum, twice, bachelor's and master's. And I want to congratulate all Long Beach State students. You did a great job in registering students to vote. You registered a lot of students. I'm looking at the numbers here. They're pretty big. So congratulations in your success for the California Students Vote Project. You guys did a great job. I'm proud of you. The state is proud of you.
Hi, I'm Senator Scott Wiener. First of all, I want to thank the California Students Vote Project for working so hard to increase voter registration among students and young people. That is the future, and we need to make sure that everyone is registered to vote. And I'm very excited that my hometown, University of San Francisco, is winning an award for your incredible efforts making sure that students are registered. I'm just really thrilled for you, and thank you to all of you for the work that you do to make sure that everyone has a voice.
Hi there, I'm Tom Daly, your state assembly member for the Santa Ana, Orange, Garden Grove, and Anaheim areas, representing those communities in our state legislature. I'm here today to congratulate Santa Ana College for its success in the recent Ballot Bowl, the statewide competition to register new voters. Your school and your leaders at your school registered almost 500 new voters. And in these difficult times facing our nation and our state, that's an enormous achievement, because every vote counts, and that's how we ensure that we have power in our communities and in our government. My wife is a graduate of Santa Ana College, so together we are congratulating you for your creativity in the award that you won. And again, go Dons. Thank you.
Hi, this is State Senator Tom Umberg. I wanted to congratulate Cal State Long Beach, Santa Ana College, and Golden West College on their incredible voter registration drive as part of 2020's Ballot Bowl. As the former chair of the Senate Elections Committee, I know giving Americans the ability to participate in our democracy is key to making our country and our community work. This year, Cal State Long Beach recorded the largest number of students who registered at the Cal State level, nearly 2,000 students. Santa Ana College instituted the most creative methods of registering voters at the California Community College level, and Golden West College logged the most registrations at a single on-campus voting location at the California Community College level. These achievements are not only outstanding because it showed a 300% increase in student registration, but also because all these achievements by our own 34th Senate District schools happened in the midst of a global pandemic. Congratulations on your awards. Go Dons, go Rustlers, and go Beach.
Hey there, my name is Aiden Arasassingham, and I serve as president of the University of California Student Association. On behalf of our association, I would like to recognize all of our UC campuses for working creatively and diligently to break records in voter registration and turnout, even in the midst of an unprecedented pandemic during the election of 2020. I'd especially like to recognize 4 of our campuses: UC San Diego for the largest number of UC students registered, UC Riverside for the largest percentage of UC students registered, UC Berkeley for the most creative approach to registration, and UCLA for the most registrations of UC students at an on-campus voting location. You know, even with the unprecedented challenges that we faced over the past year and an election like no other, students rose to the occasion and rose to the challenge. And I'm grateful for all of your service and support for civic engagement here at UC. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, I hope you all enjoyed those congratulatory messages. And I just wanted to thank all of our elected officials who sent those in. And thank you. And congratulations again for all of your hard work. And I'm very, very excited to see how we can all work together to continue to increase all of our voter registration numbers. So now I am handing this back to Secretary Weber for any final remarks.
Well, thank you very much. And I want to thank all my colleagues who took the time to record these messages and acknowledge their campuses and the hard work that's done. Clearly, this is a unique experience that we've all had in the last year. And the interesting thing is that sometimes when we're faced with additional challenges, we even rise higher. And that's the case here. We were faced with unprecedented kind of pandemics and challenges and upheaval and racial divides and all kinds of things that took place last year. A year that most of you will always remember because of its challenges and its disruption in your academic life. And in spite of that, we rose to the challenge. You did. You knew how important it was, and that some thought that the vote would drop off because people would not show up and those kinds of things. And yet our registrar of voters did an amazing job to keep the numbers up. Our advocates went out to every community, making sure that they had what they needed. Our legislature increased funding and support and opportunities for people to vote. And of course, you did your part. You registered folks to vote and you got them out. And I just want to make sure that you know that this is only the beginning and not the end, that this is a journey that we're on for life, that your task will always be to make sure that people register and that they go to vote, because all of your voices are important. And only when we have these great turnouts and great engagement do we really believe that the will of the people has been heard and done. And that's extremely important. And so empower yourself always to make sure you're present and that you're voting and that you're registering others. So once again, I want to thank the staff for the amazing job they've done. I want to thank Krishna for her work on this particular project. Dominique is also here with us, working so hard, and all of the staff that are involved in the student engagement. Want to thank them because this has been an amazing event. And we look forward to next year. We have an election coming in the fall. So I hope everybody starts registering people now. And by the time you finish with that, we'll have another election in June. And by the time you finish with that, we'll have an election in November 2022. So we have work to do. So don't go to sleep. Take a quick nap and stay attentive and woke so we can basically get this job done. Once again, thank you so very much. Appreciate being here with you. And thanks to everyone and all of you for your hard work. Let's all move forward, representing our campuses and our communities to get the job done. Thank you so very much and have a great evening.